In the movie Alice in Wonderland, Alice came upon a Cheshire cat and asked, "What road should I take?" When the cat said, "That depends on where you're trying to get to," Alice said, "I'm not sure." "Then any road will do," snapped the cat. You see, knowing where you're going and why dramatically increases your chances of getting there. The new year is here, and it's time to put together your success plan for 2011. Today's podcast is about setting clearly defined goals. Unlike Alice, selecting the proper road to ensure you reach your destination. While I can't teach you all I'd like to teach you about goal setting in the next 5 minutes, consider this a tap on the shoulder to remind you it's a smart thing to do. So why set goals? If you were to ask most experts to select the number one key to success, most would say setting clearly defined goals, because without goals, your dreams and hopes have no chance of becoming a reality. Simply stated, goal setters are among the richest and most successful people in the world. A Harvard study on goal setting took place in the 1950s, with a follow-up study in the 1980s. The study in the 50s showed that only 3% of respondents of a graduating class set goals. And yet, in the 80s, that 3% was financially worth more than the entire other 97% combined. In spite of such proof of success, most people don't have clear, measurable, time-bounded goals they work towards. And here's why. We don't understand the importance of goal setting. We don't understand how to set goals. And finally, we fear failure. So where are some of the places we make mistakes when setting goals? Well, people often set very strong professional goals. And while career tends to be the most structured area of our lives, it doesn't have to be the only place we benefit. Here are some areas you can focus on, and I'll use the letter F to make it easy for you. Family, friends, faith, fitness, finance, fun, and future. Future being your work, your business, your profession. I encourage you to set one solid goal for each of these areas of your life. So what makes a good goal? A good goal has 5 distinct elements. A simple way to remember that is by using the acronym SMART goals. The word SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timed. Let's start with specific. All goals need to be specific. What do you want to achieve? How will you achieve it? And why is it important? You must clearly define the outcome you're looking for. A good example of that is I want to increase my customer count by 10% in the year 2011. The letter M in the SMART acronym stands for measurable. All goals should establish a concrete criteria for measuring your success, and you should measure your success each and every day. The A in the acronym SMART stands for achievable. And while goals should push you past your comfort zone, they must be achievable. Achievable goals will motivate you. Unachievable goals will frustrate you and set you up for failure. The R in the acronym stands for relevant. Set relevant goals to your life. Your goals should be relevant and should mirror your values. Your goals should be important to you, and the outcome should impact your life in a positive way. Don't set goals that aren't significant and you can't do anything to accomplish them and to see them through to completion. The T in the acronym stands for timed. Make sure your outcome is timed by attaching a specific deadline to its accomplishment. Someone once said, goals are dreams with deadlines. Setting a deadline will keep you on track and keep you from pushing that goal into a distant future. If you take a second and reach back to when we talked about specific goals, we said we were going to increase customer count in the year 2011. That goal had a starting point and a completion point, and an action plan to see it through to success. So as I close this podcast, let me give you 5 quick tips for setting goals. Number 1, keep it simple. Just a few sentences for each goal. Number 2, review your goals regularly. Number 3, allow your goals to reflect your values. Number 4, reward yourself along the way. Celebrate the small victories. And number 5, and maybe most importantly, commit your goals to writing. Lee Iacocca said, the discipline of writing something down is the first step towards making it happen. So remember, life is like a Broadway play. You can either be the star or a bit player. Setting goals allows you to write your life script instead of letting life just happen. So if I've given you something to think about, and you've enjoyed these few minutes of reflection, please feel free to pass this podcast along to friends, family, and colleagues, and drop us a line with your observations and comments to nannyclicks@afcp.org. Thank you for listening, and have a happy, healthy, and prosperous 2011.